Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to continue with The Secret Door to Success by Florence Scovel. I apologize if I seem a little low energy, if I look like I've been crying, because I have. If you watched the previous video on shadow work, then you will know why. So we're going to go ahead and get started here on chapter 5, the long arm of God. It starts with a quote from Deuteronomy 33:27. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. So here it says, the arm of God always symbolizes protection and strength. The eternal God is your refuge. It's, like I said before, it's your safe place to fall. And underneath are the everlasting arms. Okay, underneath is protection and strength. It continues and says, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before you, and shall say, destroy them. The enemy, she says, the enemy is the negative thoughts built up in your subconscious mind. So the eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. My headphones just fell off of my lap. And he shall thrust out the enemy, or negative thought, from before you, and shall say, destroy them. That's kind of like, like ranting. Like sometimes you just go on a verbal rant just because it makes you feel better. Same thing. Because that's a form of purging. You're getting all of that out. Same thing, with my video on shadow work, a video on shadow work. It's purging, getting rid of all of those negative thoughts. She says all of the organs of the body are affected, by negative thinking. Okay? Because when you have a negative emotion, you feel that emotion with every organ in your body. And you pay the consequences with disease and illness. Remember what I said about disease? The cause of disease is dis-ease in the mind. Dis-ease. The mind is not at ease, therefore it causes disease in the body. She says acid thoughts produce acid blood. Again, like attracts like. You have acid thoughts, your blood will turn acid as well, and cause all kinds of problems for you. Which makes sense why I got so sick. Because, like I said, before I got my transplant and I stopped drinking, I was very negative. I said I was a realist, but in reality, I was just negative. Passive aggressive and angry. She says all this because you don't let go and let God. Or the long arm of God. The long arm of God stands for protection and strength. Let the long arm of God protect you and keep you strong. She says the long arm of God stretches out over people and situations, protecting your interests. So that's something you could tell myself. The long arm of God. There's something you could tell yourself. The long arm of God stretches out over people and situations, protecting my interests. Like people say, like, God, yea, though I walk through the valley of death, for I shall fear no evil. Okay? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Same concept. She says spiritual development means the ability to stand aside and let God work. spiritual development. Let go and let God do it. Okay? Let God do it. She says when your burdens are lifted, you experience a sense of relief, right? Like when you rant and get all of it out, your burdens are lifted. You don't, it's just like with shadow work. When you do this shadow work, it's like an emotional rant. You're purging all of that. And afterwards, you feel lighter. I've already gone, I think, through five of my traumatic events when I was a kid. If you haven't seen my shadow work video, I actually shared two of my personal events that I did shadow work on. No, three, actually. One with my dad, one with the ex-boyfriend, and one with my mom. She says, Albert Edward Day said that loving our enemies is good for our spiritual health. Okay? And the problem of health is often an emotional one. Wrong emotions, if entertained, cause illness. So again, with the dis-ease, like I said before, all the organs of the body are affected by negative thinking. She says no man, even for his body's sake, can indulge in hatred. It is like repeated doses of poison. Because there's a difference between disliking someone and hating someone. It's like with family. You love them, okay, unconditionally because they're family. But sometimes you don't like them. You know, like my kids, I love my kids unconditionally. Sometimes I don't like them, okay? But I love them. But I would never say I hate my kids. I hate my mom. I've said it, you know, but, you know, as a teenager, you always hate your parents. I hate you. It's like, yeah, what else is new, right? So you never want to hate, okay? Because you have to look at it as, what if someone hated you? Especially, even if they didn't, like, let's say, like, sometimes people look at YouTubers and they're like, oh, I hate them. Like, are there YouTubers that I hate? No. I watch a lot of reaction channels. And like I said, I watch Unicorn Fondue. He does, reaction channels on, Chantel or Foodie Beauty. And, do I like her? Not really. But do I hate her? Of course not. I don't know her. Why would I hate her? You know, her husband, Salah, he actually looks like my twin flame. It's funny. He calls everybody haters. Oh, you're haters. You're haters. I don't like that. You know.
My tooth.
Your tooth came out?
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
Has it?
We're gonna save it, okay? Okay. Cute. She lost her tooth. I apologize for the coughing. I'm still sick. I'm still getting over my sickness. And talking so much dries out my throat. Anyway, I'm grateful for that little thing about her tooth. After my shadow work video.
I love you.
Oh, I love you. More love. How can I put down more love? My little pale face. So, like I was saying, you know, he calls everybody haters. We're not haters. It's just like, oh, because someone doesn't agree with you or someone dislikes you for whatever reason, they're haters. What do they say? Haters are just jealous of your success. You know, it's just that kind of attitude. I'm like, you know what? Get over yourself, right? She says we hear so much about a balanced diet, but without a balanced mind, you can't digest what you eat. it goes with like what he says. The problem of health is often an emotional one. Look at people who eat emotionally. I did. I was a food addict. I self-medicated with food. Okay? When you have an unbalanced mind, you ingest food in the wrong way, as opposed to when you have that balanced mind. She says non-resistance is an art, and when acquired, the world is yours. Being able to let go and let God. And not just let go and let God, let go of those negative emotions, let go of those limited beliefs. Like I said before, shadow work is incredibly effective for that. Thought I heard something. Your good never comes through forcing personal will. You remember that story I said about the woman who strongly desired a house? And only that house? And what happened? The owner died, she acquired the house, but then her husband died. Karmic law. Okay, she forced that house through her personal will. And the universe was like, okay, but you're gonna get your comeuppance. Like Stewie said on Family Guy, your uppance will come. Jack Lovelock, an Olympic champion, was asked how to obtain his speed and endurance in running, and he said, learn to relax. Let go and let God. Do your best, but don't force it. Just let God do it for you. She says your good usually slides in when least expected, and that's why I say always expect the unexpected. When you ask for something, don't figure out how it's going to happen. Okay, just say, this is what I want, and let it happen. Remember the Amazon deliveries I'm always talking about? That. You have to let go long enough for the great law of attraction to operate. You know, you want, I'll use my twin flame as an example. I don't think I manifested my twin flame. I think he manifested me, because I always tell myself, after this marriage, I'm not getting into a relationship. I don't want a man. I don't need a man. Men are trouble. Men are babies. I said all of that. And then all of a sudden I meet him and boom, he changed my whole life. Okay. So I think he manifested me. But let's say, like, let's just go with I manifested him, right? I manifested him. Well, for me, in the beginning, I was mass manifesting him. I was doing the techniques. I was doing the affirmations. I was doing the love frequencies. That was not me letting go. That was me grabbing on and not letting go. Finally, I said, I'm in that spot now. I'm like, you know what? God, I'm done. I'm letting go. I'm going to let you do your thing, because I cannot anymore. Because if you obsess over what you want, it's not going to come to you. Like it says here, you become completely demagnetized when you desire something too intensely. Exactly. Because why? Because it shows need. It shows desperation. And because it shows need, the universe is going to bring you more need. Okay? If you say, you know what? I have my twin flame. I have my twin flame with me. It is done. And drop it. You're clearing the way for the universe to come through and bring you that person. She says, listen to the statement that clicks. That statement will bear fruit. And that has to do with affirmations. When you're listening to affirmations, find one or two that clicks in your head. Okay? She gave an example of this statement. Now is the appointed time. Today is the day of my amazing good fortune. Just say that and believe it. You combine with what you vibrate to. So let us all now vibrate to success, happiness, and abundance. Now is the appointed time. Today is a day of my amazing good fortune. Now go out and live in success. Live in happiness. Live your abundance. So that is chapter 5 of Secret Door to Success. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. I know it's a little bit different. Probably my energy wasn't as high as it usually is. The shadow work video was incredibly emotional, and I had to film it twice because the first time, for some reason, the audio didn't record at all, and I was like, so, if you watch the shadow work video, like I said, I'm gonna upload my personal story here to YouTube so you can see it if you choose. Again, it's gonna be 18 plus because of the trigger warnings. Some of the trigger warnings are put on my shadow work video. But I did not make that 18 plus because it's about shadow work. But my personal story videos are going to be 18 plus because of the content. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by. I hope you enjoyed this chapter of the Secret Door to Success. I hope you have a fabulous Friday, fabulous weekend. Remember to live in love. I was going to say honor, like married, love and honor. Make sure you live in love, gratitude, abundance, joy, happiness, success. And I will see you next video.